Welcome back to Off-Frame Games. My name is Chris, and there's a slight difference that you may notice. Now, here is a snippet of what actually is going to be coming up. So, step 1. Explain what I'm doing. Steps do not work for this. Anyways, part 1. I've been out of town and indisposed for a bit of time, which ultimately means that, well, episodes have not had a chance to be recorded, not had a chance to upload, and upon the recording of this episode, I was looking at the audio and I was like, fuck it. Because that leads on to step 2. As much as I love this game and okay, let's take a step back. I love this game, I love Wizard of Legends, but at the end, at the beginning, at the very core of what I do is I like promoting indie games. I like promoting games that don't get the notoriety. And I thought to myself, there's a shit ton of games that I like that I will never be able to put on this channel due to the time it takes to record them. As a note, the Legend of Dragoon, I love the game. In fact, I am still recording it. But issues with recording have means that from where we last left off, episode 17, 18, episode 20 to I believe 25, which have been recorded at the moment. I've kind of slowed down for reasons, but they've been edited. They're on my computer. They've been recorded. They've been touched up, but I need to go back into older versions of Adobe Premiere Pro to finish them, which is a headache and a hassle because I'm so used to Adobe Premiere Pro at this point. Anyways, Momodora is having similar issues. Me working like 10, 12 plus hours a day, including the time I come home to work and do some stuff just to maintain my quality of life. Kind of pulls this, whole YouTube thing back to a thing. But here's where I'm at right now. I do love playing these games completely blind. They're fun. I get to enjoy it. You get to enjoy it. But as a caveat and as an asterisk and all the other extremities that, come with that word, most of the games I play are very esoteric. They're very off-kilter. They're very weird. They're very, 1,000 people have ever downloaded or even heard of this game. Why would anybody on YouTube or anybody watching this care to find the games? And why would this person, Strawman person, Steve the Strawman person, why would Steve the Strawman person care to watch a full Let's Play of a game he doesn't know, doesn't care about, if he doesn't care about it? Now I thought and pondered that, and this is where we go back to the very beginning. Fuck it. But with the good news, I've been having thoughts that have been circulating in the back of my head. Let's see, how would I put this? I love playing these games, and I will continue to play these games. I make zero money. I lose money recording and editing and doing all this stuff for you and for me and to share for everybody. But I wonder if there is a way for me to do something, what I love to do, maybe gain some notoriety, maybe gain a little bit of a, surplus for the creators of these games, which I so love. And at the very core, is there a way for me to, promote these games, to care about these games, to say, hey, I like this game because, A, B, C, D could use a little work, but these could work. These, make this game really playable, whatever. And it occurred to me, I can. I honestly can. So things will be changing here just a little bit. I will still be doing Let's Plays. I am not stopping the Let's Plays. Sorry, I'm not stopping the Let's Plays. I care. I like doing certain games, but it has to be certain games. Certain games, if you tell about it lose its charm. There was no way in hell I would just tell somebody about Doki Doki Literature Club when I could pretend to be Yuri and date myself. Yes. Yeah, that was fun. Or the entirety of Valhalla. Which is, even though it was one of the first games that I did just dedicated voice acting towards, it was a trip. I love it, and I still love the series, and I am waiting for their new stuff, and pretty much anything that they pop out with, I eat up. The characters are fun, even though I made some of them look stupid. Yeah. So, things will change, just a tad bit. I still will be doing Let's Plays less prevalent. Certain games will still be full Let's Plays, but there will be more emphasis on shut up, car. Every time. I don't, no matter what time I record, I apologize. Whether I record at 3 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, or anywhere between noon and midnight. Always a car. I think it's like the same car that just drives back and forth, wants me to like look out the door and say, hey, I love your vehicle. Because, you know, why else? Why else would you have a muffler like that? Anyways, back to important things. I love the game, and we are doing, so this is what we're doing. As you may tell, game is happening behind me. Again, the audio on this one kind of messed up, so we're going to be ultimately just testing this one out. I love the game. I'll keep playing these games. But certain games work better blind, and certain games work better just to promote it. With that said, now on to your regularly scheduled game. So you may think that I would have gone back to like pre-recorded stuff. No, I don't actually have any of that really. Honestly, the audio was fine. It's just none of the audio was good. So I thought I'd try something new. At this point in Moonlighter, we are finishing up we're just starting the Desert Temple. This little brick is bullshit. I could not figure out his power, what he does until just late enough that I had to basically cheese him to death. And I love mechanics like that. I just really wish I had something that could just do more damage. And I eventually upgrade my stuff, but that's, you know, that's neither here nor there, at least on, you know, on this episode. Oh, the fundamental mechanics of Moonlighter are really interesting. So, I've heard talk about this game not having amazing, you know, roguelike elements. That the combat is static and whatnot. However, I think it actually makes sense. And bear with me for just a moment, if you will. The game itself is about a shopkeeper, right? Now the shopkeeper always wanted to be a hero, wanted to be, you know, that guy. But he was never a hero. He was never a type of person to do that type of thing. He was a shopkeeper. He spent his entire life, you know, manning the shop up until the point where his parents died. And yes, his parents did die. Very Disney-esque how he lives his life. It's basically how most heroes start their journey. And Will is a hero, though in a non-conventional sense. He's got a day-to-day job. In fact, he has multiple jobs. One, he has to keep maintaining on his family's shop, the Moonlighter. And 2, he has to stock said Moonlighter. And 3, inadvertently, he also has to help the town grow. Now, games like this, Azure Dreams, any of the Harvest Moon series, and even Stardew Valley, which is one of the more recent, really popular games, those bring to mind that type of pizzazz, that type of growth mechanic that really makes it, you know, far and above certain aspects of those games. Now, his combat is not amazing. However, compared to something like Stardew Valley, or even Minecraft, in essence, Stardew Valley, Minecraft, Harvest Moon, or Rune Factory, if you want to take the actual combat-oriented one of that. And what else did I mention? Oh, right, the whatever. But so his combat is solid. It's not amazing. It's nothing like, say, Binding of Isaac or even Wizard of Legend, which at the moment is one of the games that I'm really enthralled with. But the back and forth between his basically learning as he goes mentality, you know, brute forcing. I'm running around with, you know, these stupid little gauntlets, which are powerful, but I have to be like right up on their ass to actually attack them. And then the marketing aspect of the game gives an element that is you don't find in a lot of games. It's either an either or. When you take well, let's just take Binding of Isaac. Your whole goal is to have that type of, you know, survivability. You want to, but in Moonlight, you're not supposed to survive. You want to survive, but your goal is not to grow. It's to, you know, it's to pay the bills. Unfortunately for this, rather than electricity and, you know, whatnot, this version, your bills are, you know, kind of better. Potions, armor, weaponry, whatnot, and it's varied enough that it, you know, it doesn't keep it keeps your attention, but the enemies are really the star of the game. Will is a non-factor. He's almost a blank slate, and he's cool, but his expressions are just to maintain his livelihood as opposed to the world. Now, the world in this game is amazing. The sprite art is beautiful. It's you know, just so fun. And the enemies, while annoying as fuck to fight, you know, they do what they need to do, which is, you know, become components to sell to people who are trying to grow in this town or survive in this town. So, I like this game. Honestly, it's one of the better games in terms of combat that I've played recently. It's not amazing to any stretch of the sense, but it's fun. It's definitely fun. Plus, and we're not even talking about the whole merchant element, which, let's be honest, the merchant element is what makes this game is super, super strong. If you know a little bit about marketing or just business, you know that, you know, you have an item, you know, you sell goods and services for money. You know, if you try to sell a bottle of water for $1, that's like reasonably right now it's a fair price. If you try and sell it for 25 cents, everybody's just gonna buy the shit out of the water. They're just gonna like, hey, well, I want that water, I want that water, I want the water. You're not gonna have enough water. If you try to sell it for like $3, I'm looking at you, smart water. There's nothing smart about that water. Bullshit water, all right? Anyways, if you put that water for like $3 to $4, you're like, really? I don't. You know, you need a good marketing plan, or you need somebody famous to say, hey, this water will increase your IQ and give you all the babes, for you to even attempt to do it. And on the other spectrum, something like $2, $2.50, like, yeah, if you're really thirsty, you're gonna buy it. Which I am. I'm gonna take a drink. And that's the entire gist of this game. You are going to oversell, and you are probably gonna undersell yourself. But once you've seen the difficulty of it takes for you to get an item to sell to a person, it puts into perspective, you know, the goods and service aspect. This stuff doesn't come cheap. It nearly cost him his life. That bottle of water, you know, took plastic and, you know, child labor somewhere to make. Cost $1. Anyways, with that, this will be the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm trying something a little different because, well, change is good. Change is fun. It has to be, otherwise it's, you know, we fail as a species. Anyways. Yes, car. Yes, I know. Fuck you. Anyways. I hope you enjoy the game. Hope you enjoy Anyways, hope you enjoy the game. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, especially about today's episode, which is kind of new, and we'll be probably seeing more of in the future. I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good night, and I just said what I wanted to say. Anyways, later.